Okay, we have that project, right? Dear and meteor. Okay, so in the last classes we have discussed about the router LSA and the network LSA, right? So the router LSA is advertised by the router, okay, and it's generated by the router, every router, and that contain the information about how many links are connected to me, right? Then we have a network LSA. The second type 2, this is the type 2 LSA, and the router LSA is a type 1 LSA. It is generated by only DR, okay, that contains the information about how many routers are connected in my broadcast domain. Clear? So can anyone tell me how many router and network LSA will be there in this area, in this domain? Anyone? How many network and router LSA will be there in this domain? बताओ. दिल मत तोड़ देना बस, जल्दी बताओ.
6 है.
How many router LSA and network LSA will be there in this domain? अगर गलत आंसर आया अभी भागूंगा मैं.
6 router LSA.
And network?
Network, it is 6 routers are only present, no sir, in the broadcast.
One network.
One network LSA and 6 router LSA, right? One network LSA and 6 router LSA, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Thank you. So do you know one thing? Sorry. So now the thing is that we have a 6 router LSA in this case, right? And we will have a 2 network LSA, 1 network LSA. So total how many LSA will be there? 7, right? And this LSA will be never travel beyond the areas. This LSA will never travel beyond the area. What is the meaning of that? For example, this is the R1, this is the R2, and this is the R3. Okay, we have a one network that's a 1.0.0.0/8 over there. We have a 12.0 subnet, and we have a 23.0 subnet, and we have a 3.0.0.0.0/8. Tell me one thing. If I'm going to configure between this guy's area 0, right? And if I'm going to configure between this guy's area 1, how many network and router LSA will be there in this broadcast domain? In these areas? In this area, how many network LSA will be there? Let me make it more simple. Now tell me, how many network LSA and router LSA will be there in this area?
Sir, 2 router LSA and 1 network LSA.
And in this area, area 1?
And so same here.
Same here, right?
2 router LSA.
Right.
And
perfect. So do you know we have a 2 LSA over there, right? Sorry, 3 S, total 3 LSA will be there. 2 router LSA and 1 network LSA, is it? And here whatever same information will be there, 2 router LSA and 1 network LSA over there. The next LSA, do you know one thing? Whatever the information I have this LSA, right, in this area 0, I cannot share this information to the area number 1. Whatever the information we have in the area number 1, I cannot share this information to the area number 0. In a simple language, if I'm going to tell you what happened, whatever the information, right, whatever the information we have in the area 0, I cannot share the detailed information to the different area. Can't share detailed information to the different area. Same thing, whatever the information we have, I can't share the detailed information to different area. Seem like that example that I give you on that day. So if the persons are belong from the Delhi location, so they have a complete knowledge of the Delhi. If the person they are belong from the Bangalore location, they have a complete knowledge of the Bangalore. Delhi guy does not have much information about the Bangalore, and Bangalore guy does not have much information about the Delhi. But Delhi guy has a complete information. They know each and every street, right? Bangalore guy know the each and every street of the Bangalore. Is it? Same thing, what happened? Whatever the routers that are present within the area, whatever the routers, router 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever the router that are present within the area, right? This area, they have a complete information. All this router R1, R2, R4, R5, R6, they have a complete information. Whatever the router that are relying sitting on the area number 1, they have a complete information. R3 has a complete information, R2 has a complete information, R10 has a complete information, R11 has a complete information, even R3 has a complete information. But the sharing the information between this guy, I cannot share the detailed information to you, and he cannot share the detailed information to me. Directly they cannot share. Otherwise what happened? Just take example, otherwise what happened? There is no need of area. Then it will become the EHGRP. Is it? Why we have introduced the area concept? To reduce the overhead, to reduce the burden on the router, right? To improve the performance. So if I'm going to share the complete information to you, and if this guy is going to share the complete information to me, then it will behave like a EHGRP, right? All the router has a complete information. So in this case, what the load will be increased, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to share the detailed information. What I can do, I'm just going to share the summary information to you, right, on my area, and he is going to share the summary information to me on this area. So area 0 will share the summary information to the area 1. Area 1 will share the summary information to the area 0. They will never share the detailed information. They will just share the summary information. Summary means what? A brief information, short information, skinny information. So that whatever the user they are sitting behind the R1, and whatever the user they are sitting behind the R3, they can communicate. So instead of sharing the detailed information, try to understand this thing. Instead of sharing the detailed information, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share my summary information, brief information, short information, skinny information. Area 0 will share the short information to the area 1. Area 1 will share the short information to the area 0, but they will never share the detailed information. And that short information is known as a type 3 LSA. And that type 3 LSA is also known as a summary LSA. Summary means what? Short information. That is known as the summary LSA. So in that summary LSA, the next LSA we have a summary LSA. This is a type 3 LSA, and the condition of this LSA, right? This is a condition of this LSA. The condition of this LSA is it is only generated by AVR router. This is the condition. It is only generated by AVR router. Let me have a good example of this one. I'll just open the Cisco packet tracer, because right now I already have a lab in the Genius 3, so I can show you over there. So, okay, for the packet tracer. Perfect. So what I can do over there is just take the 3 routers. R1, R2, R3, right? And I'm going to connect this cable. This is the interesting concept. Try to understand this one. This is the most important thing. Okay, so what I can do over there right now, I'm going to make this guy as the area part 1, is it? And this guy is a part of the area number 2. Perfect. Okay. No, there's a one route bad behind this guy. Okay, 1 minute.
Excuse me, sir.
अभी क्वेश्चन मत पूछना, मुझे 2 मिनट देते, क्वेश्चन मत पूछ, just give me 2 minutes.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है, ठीक है.
There's a 1 route /8 and this is the 3.0 route /8 over there, right? So this is the LAN network that's behind this guy, and this guy is present in the area number 1 and this guy is present in the area number 2, right? At the same time, I'm going to trick on another routers over there. This guy, and this guy as well as. Perfect. And there's also one more route over there, one or same information, nothing is different, and 3.0.0. And what I can do over there, I'm going to take this one, this one, and this one. Perfect. And now this portion as configured with the area number 0 and area number 1, is it? So let me show you the first this condition, right? First we'll go through this condition. So before understanding the LSA3 information, right? So hope you understand what is the meaning of LSA3. LSA3 is nothing but it's a summary LSA. So area 0 cannot share, one area, this is the one area, will not share the detailed information to the different area. So this is the another area, for example, this is the area number 1 and this is the area number 0. So area 0 will never share the detailed information to the area 1. Area 1 never share the detailed information to the area 0. No detail. No detail. It will just share the short information, summary information. It will just send the summary information, so that the user that are sitting behind the area 0 and users that are sitting behind the area 1, they can communicate based on the summary LSA. Okay. So now let's come to the point. So let me draw this one topology, right? First of all, I'm going to draw this topology. Okay. CLI. No. Enable config terminal host name R1. Okay. Interface 0/0 IP address will be 12.1/24. No shutdown. Interface loopback number 1 IP address. Done. Loopback does not have a MAC address. So I'm done with the R1, and let's go to R2 now. Let me configure the IP addressing on this guy as well as. Okay. No. Enable config terminal interface 0/0 IP address will be 12.2/24. No shutdown. Interface 0/1 IP address will be 23.2, right? /24. Done. So this guy is configured. So let me write on the IP addressing on this person. So this is the 12.1. This is the 12.2. This is 23.2 and 23.3, right? So I'm done with the R2 as well as. Let's go to R3 now. CLI. No. Enable config terminal interface 0/0 IP address will be 23.3/24. No shutdown. Interface loopback number 1. IP address will be 3.3.3.3.3/8 over there. Is it? Okay. चलिए उस पर कॉन्फ़िगर है. Router is 1. Router ID 3.3.3.3. Network 23.0. Area 0. Not area 0. Area 2. Right. Network 3.0.0.0. area 2, right? Done. So I have done with the R3 host name R3. So all these two interface has advertised in the area number 2, this interface and this interface, area 2. Let's go on R2 router, host name R2, router OSPF number 1, network, sorry, router ID 12.0, area number 1, then network 23.0, area number 2. Done. So this interface I have advertised in the area number 1 and this interface area number 2. R1, router OSPF number 1, router ID will be area 1 and network area 1. Is it? Then just wait for some time. Until that time I'm just going to configure this person as well as take some time to from the navigation because the wait timer is going on. So till meanwhile in the 40 seconds I can configure the IP address. Same IP address I'm going to use over the 12.1/24 interface loopback number 1 IP address, host name R4, right? Enable host name R5, interface 0/0, IP address will be 12.2/24, no shutdown, interface 0/1 done. And R6. So just normal IP addressing I'm configured over there. Enable config terminal. Host name R6, right? Interface 0/0. Interface loopback number 3.3.3. Then and let me configure the OSPF. Router OSPF number 1, network area 1, network area 1, right? So R6 I have configured this interface as a area number 0, area number 1, this interface, right? R5 area 0. And let's go now R4 now. Router OSPF number 1, area 0, network area 0. And now try to understand things. What happened? Do we have any area 0 over there? No, I don't have a area 0 in the first case. In this case, I don't have a area 0. I have a area 1 and area 2. The condition, what I told you that the summary LSA, right? This LSA, the summary LSA type 3 LSA, it is only generated by ABR router. And the condition to become the ABR router, ABR, a router must belong to backbone area, at least one interface. At least one interface belongs to the area number 0. So do we have any interface that's belong from the area 0 over there? No, area 1, area 2. So in this case, do you know what happened? This one, this case, first case. In this case, what happened? R1 has advertised this route. R2 will install R3 will advertise this route, R3 will install, R2 will install. But as I told you that only the summary LSA, right? Only the summary LSA will exchange between the area. एक मिनट को बारिश हो रही है. Right? Only the summary LSA will exchange between the area. So do we have a ABR over there? That is because summary LSA is generated by whom? ABR, right? So do we have a ABR in this case? No. So in this case, what happened? R2 will have a complete information, but area 1 information cannot say to the area 2, not even summary, not detail. And area 2 cannot say the own information to the area 1. The communication between these two users will not happen in this case because there is no area 0. So sometimes they will ask you the question, right? They will just configure this kind of scenario. They will just ask the area number 1 and area number 2, and they will just ask you the question, who will generate the summary LSA? And what person get confused over there? Person say that, okay, R2 will generate the summary LSA. Not, because R2 will never become the ABR. In this case, R2 will never become the ABR. And if R2 will never become the ABR, how this guy will generate the summary LSA? Do we have any interface in the backbone? No. So if you check the R2 right now, I'm able to form the relationship right now present on R2 router. 3.3, 101. If you check the show IP route, OSPF, I'm having an information 101. I'm having an information 3.3. Okay. Show IP protocol. If this router will become the AVR, right, then you will see the over one option, the AVR option over there after this one. But there is no AVR option is giving over there because this router will never become the AVR. And in that case, what happened right now? R2 has a complete routing information, but R2 will never share this information with the R3. If you go on R3 router and check, do show IP route. Do we have any 1.0 information? If you go on R1 now, do we have a 3.0 information? Of course not, because this router is not an ABR. And if this router is not an ABR, how can I exchange the information? Because between the area only summary information will be exchanged, and summary information only generated by ABR. And in this condition, there is no ABR. So no communication will happen between this guy and this guy. Whereas if you have a look on this one, in this case, what happened? This route will be exchanged to this guy, and this route will be exchanged to this guy. If you go on any router, just go on R4 router, do show IP route OSPF. I have a 3.0 information. On R4 ampersand, I have an information about this network. And if you go on R6 router, even R6 has the information about and I can send the traffic to this person. No, source is not used. This packet is does not support the source. And right now, this router R5 is behave like a ABR. Why? Because one interface is belong from the area 0 and another interface belong from the area number 1. So this is my ABR router. If you have a look over there, let's go to R5. So IP OSPF. Can you see that this information? R5, right? The router ID of this guy is 2.2.2.2, and I'm a area border router. Same information if you check for this router R2. So IP OSPF. See, after this line, it should be ABR, right? After this line, there is no ABR information. This is the R2 information, and this is the R5 information. हाँ नो, आप क्वेश्चन पूछ ले तो.
No, sir, you cleared off, sir. That area zero doubt only I had.
Clear?
No, clear.
Thank you. So hope so you have cleared this concept. What is the meaning of ABR? Right now, my condition was only the ABR. What is the meaning of ABR? ABR means what? Area border router. A router that provides the connectivity. Someone mic is on. Between the two areas. And the condition of ABR, at least one interface belongs from the backbone area. For example, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. Did you know in this case what happened? For example, this is the area number 1, this is the area number 2, this is the area number 3, this is the area number 4. This is the area number 0. R1 will become the area. But if I'm going to remove this person, so right now what happened? Whatever the user that's sitting behind the R6, whatever the user that's sitting behind the R2, whatever the user that's sitting behind the R3, whatever the user that's sitting behind the R4 and R5, they can communicate to each other. But once I remove this person, no communication will happen. Write out one more line. ABR will provide inter-area communication. Inter-area means what? Between two areas. Intra-area means what? Within single area. Now good. So let's come to the practical now. So now if you see in this case what happened, let me show you the topology, what I can do over there. Till this point, right? And इसको remove कर देता हूँ, otherwise you will get confused. बेसिक समझ लो उसका वो Okay, perfect. So now if you see that R6 will become the ABR router. Why? Because this interface is belong from the area 0, right? And this interface is belong from area 1. Okay, so this router will become the ABR. So what I can do, let me start all this router and let's provide the basic connectivity right now. So let me take a console of this person. Is it fine? So we have R8, R1, R6, R1, R2 is not there, R3 is not there, R4 is not there, R5 is not there. R4 is missing. Okay, so good. Let me start the IP addressing over there. Config table interface 0/0 IP address will be done. Okay. R6. Wow, thank you. Show IP protocol something. Good. R7. R7 should we have IP interface 0/0. IP address will be 67.7. And R67 has a one another information that's belong from the 878.7. Let me create the loopback so that automatically the R7 will have a router ID 707.7.7. Is it? Right. Save this configuration. R8 interface 0/0 IP address will be interface loopback number 1 IP address will be right. Do the lower R2. Perfect. Config table interface loopback number 1. R3. No pass number. मैं चेन्नई अब मजाक लग रहा है तुझे हाँ तो मैं तो चला गया मैं तो NH छोड़ दिया ना okay so loopback has created do the lower R4 interface 0/0 IP address will be 4/24 so no shutdown interface loopback number 1 done right. R4 is complete. R1 has complete almost. R6 complete. R7 no issue. R8 perfect, right? So everyone is completed. We configure the OSPF for the R1. Okay, I need to configure the interface 0/0, right? That's it. So interface 0/0 IP OSPF on area 0. Only this command I need to configure. Copy and paste it. Not this one, not this one. This one. R5. This one. This one. Do show IP interface. Do show IP OSPF interface 0/0. Waiting time is going on. No backup DR because wait timer is started. 34 seconds. 6 seconds के अंदर configure हो गया. R6 right interface 0/1 IP OSPF on area 1. This interface right area 1. R7 interface range 0/0 to 1, interface 0/0 IP host of 1 area 0 area 1 is it, interface 1/0 same command. R8 interface 0/0 IP host of 1 area 1. Done. So this basic configuration has completed. So if you have any questions in this configuration, you can ask me. The simple configuration I did, right? Nothing is different. So if you see in this case, what happened, R6 will become the DR and R5 will become the BDR, right? Clear? Done. So if you go now, right now, R1 daughter, what happened in this case? This guy, right? R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. Totally the 6 router LSA in this domain, right? In this area 0, right? In this area 0. And how many network LSA will be there? 1 network LSA. Total how many LSA will there be? 7 LSA. Do you know what happened? Right now, 7 LSA is present in the area 0. That is the detailed information. What R6 is going to? R6 is my ABR router. And ABR is a router that is going to generate the summary LSA. And this summary LSA, it contains the information about network ID. It contains the information about network ID. For example, if you have a 1 network ID, 1 summary LSA. If you have a 2 network ID, 2 summary LSA. If you have a 10 network ID, 10 summary LSA. Clear? Now, try to understand this point. Tell me one thing. Right now, how many network ID we have in this domain? बताओ जल्दी. अब एक ही है ना? Right? So what R6 is going to do? R6 is not going to advertise all 7 LSA to the area number 1. R6 is not going to advertise all 7 LSA to the area number, never. It is just going to send the 1 summary LSA to the area number 1, and that summary LSA will be this guy. So instead of sending how many LSA? Instead of sending 7 LSA, now what ABR is going to do? ABR is just going to send the single LSA. This is the summary. Can you see that? Short information. Instead of 7, now we are sending the 1 information. This is the meaning of short, summary, brief. And right now, ABR, R6 is ABR. If you have a look on R6, do show IP OSPF. R6 is ABR router. And on R6, how many areas are connected? How many interfaces are there? And then area 1. So this interface area 0, this interface area 1. So right now R6 is the ABR or Root IP protocol. Even if you can check this information. So this interface is belong from area 0. This interface is belong from area 1. Now if you check on a R7 router, right, this is guy just going to send the this information 1.0/24 on a R7. If you go on a R7, do show IP also database single summary LSA. You see that single summary LSA, and this summary LSA, as I told you, that contains the information about network ID 1.0/24, right? So instead of sending the 7 LSA, it's just going to send a single LSA 1.0/24. And who is advertising this LSA? 6.6.6.6. And who is 6.6.6.6? EBR router. The same information that is given over there. If you see, do show OSPF border router. Border router means what? Who is my EBR router? Who is my EBR router? So for example, if you present anywhere in your network, right? So for example, the person is present in this router, right? And they need to find who is my EBR router. You just put the command show IP of border. And what this command is going to tell you is just going to tell you who is the EBR router. The EBR router is 6.6.6.6. The EBR router is a 6.6.6.6. And from which interface I'm connected with this person? Right now I'm present on R7. So my neighbor is 67.6 and I'm connected with the 0/0 interface. And this is my EBR router. So EBR is the router that is going to generate the summary LSA. So right now, what happened, instead of the 7 LSA, R6 is going to send the 192.168.1.0/24, right? Now tell me, how many LSAs are there in this domain?
Sir, 2 summary LSA.
So in this case, what happened? You will have a 3 router LSA in this domain, right? And 2 network LSA, total 5, right? How many LSA R6 is going to advert to the area 0? 2. One network 67.0 and another 78.0. So if you go any router, R1, R2, R3, R4, anywhere, right? Just go on R1. So this is my network LSA. That's a 5. So R5 is a DR right now. Okay, and you will see somebody LSA 67.0. This network, and who is advertising this guy? That's it. If you have a look the detailed information of this person, show IPs for database summary. You can check the detailed information. Show IPOs for database summary keyword. Just put the summary keyword over there, and they will show the detailed information. So in the detailed information, what happened? The link state ID is 67.0. Okay, and who is advertising this router? 6.6, and 6.6 is the ABR, right? And then this guy, and who is advertising this router?
Excuse me, sir.
Please, sir. Bolo, sir.
Sir, from area 1 to area 0, total number of summary LSAs, sir.
From area 1 to area 0.
Yes, sir.
How many network ID? See, try to know. So somebody LSA means what? Network ID.
Network ID.
So one network ID means your laptop slow. Yeah. One network
summary
ID,
LSA.
one summary LSA, right? Two network ID means two summary LSA.
Okay.
10 network ID means
Okay.
10 summary LSA. So how many network ID? 2. It will send the 2 summary LSA.
Okay.
देखो एक ये हो गया, see 2. Now tell me one thing. If I'm going to create a one loop back, this is the, I have a loop back on R1 router right now. Show IP interface brief. Interface loop back number 1, IP OSPF 180. What happened? Tell me. What happened? Tell me. What R6 is going to do? Previously, R6 is advertising the 192.168.1.0/24, right?
There is
Now it
one
will advertise the
some real list.
1.0.0/8. Right? So if you go on R7 right now, anywhere, first of all, let me show you the R6, not R6, you look at R2, do show IPS or database, right? And let's go on R7 now, and check on R7, do show IPS or database, some DLSA will do. Because I have advertised the one loop back, right? This one, 1.0.0/8. That's right. And if you check the do show IP root, OSPF, we have a OI route. OI means what? This route is coming from different area. Route is coming from different area.
Sir, if we give separate loop back also, separate network ID it will consider and it will send LSS,
each loop back is treated like a separate broadcast domain, na?
Okay.
Each loop back treated like a separate broadcast domain. It means separate network ID. And this is also OIA 1.0/20. And I'm getting this information from 67.6. That's on my next stop. I'm learning this information 0/0 interface. हाँ ऋषि भैया बोलिए, क्या बोला मना चल रहा है? अरे बताइएगा तब ना, फिर हम उसी अकॉर्डिंग फिर हमको काम करना पड़ेगा, फिर मैनेज करना पड़ेगा। अरे नहीं, आप वो नहीं आप समझ, फोन रख, तू फोन रख, हमारे कुछ लेके, तो कुछ खाने का लेके आ रहे हैं। चाय यार प्लीज, चाय नहीं यार, हम आ रहे कुछ खाने का लेके, रखिए देखते हैं कुछ। क्या चीज? अभी फोन रखा, हम आपको कॉल कर रहे, 10 मिनट में कॉल कर रहे आपको। क्या मिलेगा? हाँ 1 मिनट कॉल रखिए, हम आ रहे हैं। So see, try to answer this one. OI dot. Now, two things is very, very important, guys. Very, very important that you have to remember always. We have a six types of route in OSPF. Okay, before I'm going to do that, let me show you one thing. If you want, let me capture this link and questions, anyone? This is the router LSA, and router LSA is advertised as whom? ABR router, and that's why the flag is on over there. Correct? That I told you that in the last section. Yeah, I'll teach you this thing during the classes, right? So once I'm going to teach you the virtual link and the ASPR concept, then I'll show you this flag. Okay. So right now the ABR is there. That's why I show the flag. See, this kind of question not asked in the interview, but you must have a knowledge. Okay. Clear? Okay. So what I showing you, we have 6 types of route in the OSPF. The first is O route. That is going to depend on the intra area routes within the same area. For example, right now, if you go on R1, I have advertised the loopback number 1, right? This loopback 1 I have advertised on R1, right? So if you go on R2 router, on R2 you will see this route as a intra area route. Can you see that? O means what? Intra area route. Clear? And OI means what? Intra area route. The route is coming from different area. Clear? So we have a 6 type of route in the OSPF. One is the O routes, that's within the same area. Another is a route is known as OI route. It's known as the inter area routes. The route is coming from different area. Then we have a E2 route, external type 2. Okay, right, I'm not going to discuss about this much detail. Okay, I'm just show you the whatever so that you will have an overview of this one, right? Because this part is coming from the redistribution, external type 1 and 1 and a set type 1. Six types of route in those web. If you're asking the AD has a same. Do we have any meaning for this route? Let me show you the meaning. What is the meaning of this one? Okay, so hope so the summary LSA is clear to all of you guys. I don't think so you have any question in the summary LSA. Clear now? So what I can do over there, and summary LSA will be not advertised in this case, right? Because there is no area 0. So summary LSA will be not exchanged, right? What I can do over there, I'll show you the one practical, right? That is a very interesting one.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर
हाँ भाई बोलो
सर हो तो सकता है एरिया 1 और एरिया 2 में हो नहीं सकता समरी एलएस एक्सचेंज
एरिया 1 एरिया 2 में कदापि ना कदाप एबीआर ही नहीं होगा तो उसमें कैसे हो जाएगा बिना एबीआर के हाँ बोल
सर अगर हम उसकी लूप बैक को जो है एरिया 0 के साथ कॉन्फ़िगर कर
तब कर सकता है तो मैं मना नहीं कर रहा तब कर सकता है तो then you can do that. Then R2 will become the AVR order. Then you can do that. At least one interface belong from the area. At least. अब देखो एक कंडीशन है मेरे पास मैं तुमको डिफरेंस बताता हूँ. What is the meaning of O route? So you know the what is the meaning of O route? That route is coming from the within the area, and OM is what? That route is coming from a different area. What's the difference between this guy and this guy? So what I can do over there, I have a two scenario. So there's a one. Okay. Is it now? And another one. Till this one, right? Because 1.0 is also part of the clear. So what happened? We have area 0, right? And the IP address. Let me write down this thing. 12.1, 12.2, 23.2, 23.3, right? This is the IP addressing. This flag is also clear, right? All of you. And this is the flag of the router LSA, right? Okay. Now, let me start the configuration of this person. शायद मैंने ये भी टास्क दिया था तुमको, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा तुमने किया कि नहीं, I don't know, but I gave this task to you or some other batches, I don't know. Show IP interface brief. Interface 0/0 IP address will be 2.1/24. No shutdown. Interface loopback number 1 IP address will be done. Do WR. R3 interface 0/0 will be 23.3/24. No shutdown. Interface loopback number 1 IP address will be 101/24. So /8. No shutdown. Sorry. Do WR. R2 interface 0/0 IP address will be 12.2/24. No shutdown. And interface 0/1/24. No shutdown. Okay, duplicate IP address. Debug R interface 0/1. No shutdown. है ऐसे क्यों नहीं हुआ? अब तो जनरेट होना चाहिए था यार, बैटरी के साथ क्या छोड़ बाद में. So what I can do over there, I'll just going to configure the router OSPF number 1. Okay, interface 0/0 IP OSPF 1 area 0, right? This interface. Let's go now R2. Okay, R2 has found the neighborship. Perfect. Show IP interface brief. Show IP OSPF neighbor. And what I can do on R3 as well as interface 0/0 IP OSPF 1 area 0. Done. Clear? So right now, what happened? I have enabled the OSPF on this 3 links. This one. So they will form the area 0 communication neighborship, and this one area 1 neighborship, right? Perfect. And this R2 will become the ABR router. Done, right? What I can do over there, try to understand. Tell me one thing. If I'm going to advertise this loopback address, a host address, we can say that this is the host 1. If I'm going to advertise this loopback address into the area 1, which route R3 will generate? Is it generate the OI route or OI route? On R3 we have a loopback. If I'm going to advertise this loopback, which route they will consider? Is it O and OI?
Oh, sir.
Perfect. O route, right? Interface loopback number 1, IP OSPF 1 area 1. Done. So if you go to R2 right now, debug IP routing, show IP route OSPF, right? We are getting the O route. Clear? Let's go to R1. On R1 we have a one loopback, again same loopback, but this loopback is belong from which area? Area number 2, right? We can do that. So go to R1 router and advertise this loopback, interface loopback number 1, IP OSPF 1 area number 2. We can do that. Now tell me one thing, which route R1 will advertise this guys? O and OI?
Sir, OI.
Perfect. So R1 will advertise this OI. So right now what happened in this condition, try to understand. R1 is sending the one route to the R2 as a OI route, and R3 is sending the O1 route. Same route is there, 1.0.0.0/8 as a OI route, and 1.0.0.0/8 as a O route. Which route R2 will prefer? In the database table, you will have both one. In the routing table, always maintain the best path. Routing table, always maintain best path information. बताओ कौन सा होगा?
वो वाला सर.
क्यों?
Inter network sir, same network.
Same network. See, O route.
Intra area sir.
Yeah, O route is more preferred than OI route. और मैं तुमको बताता हूँ, this kind of question will, I don't think so, will become in the fresher level, but if you go for the higher level stage of the like a 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs of the package, you will get the 100% this kind of questions over there. See, this kind of practical you will not see in the book, right? I'm telling you. Okay, but the written things are there. O route is more preferred than the OI. You have to design the scenario, right? You have to design the scenario and solve each and every one. Okay, so if you go on a R2 route right now, what happened? R1 is advertising this route to the R2, but R2 is not able to install this information. So IP route OSPF, see, still as a O route. What I can do right now, I'm just going to shut down this interface 0/1. If I'm going to shut down this interface, what happened? Interface 0/1. This route will be preferred now. OI will be preferred. Do show IP route OSPF. Can you see that? If I'm going to up this interface, now this route will be removed. Can you see that? Now I'm deleting this route from the 12.1 R1 and I'm adding this route as a routing table 23.3. Now do show IP route OSPF. So O route is more preferred than, right? O route is more preferred than the OI. So maybe you have a question, Law, what happened? The cost matter over there. So let's do, and let's modify the cost as well as what I can do on R1, R2, right? So right now what happened? The cost is advertised. This guy's also 11 and this guy's also 11. So let's increase the cost. Let's make it the 100 over there, 110 cost. So it's gonna R3, IPO stuff 1. So IPO stuff cost, make it the 100, 1000. Now what R3 is going to do, if you check, R3 is now advertising cost with the 1000 plus. Still I'm preferring the O. So doesn't matter what are the cost is depend. Still the cost is still lower, right? The cost of this person is 1000, 110, 110, right? And this cost is 11, right? But this is the OI route and this is the O route. I always give the preference to the O route in the routing table. Yeah, if O route is not there, right? If O route is not there, then OI comes in the picture. Once the OI will be reached, OI will remove. So it's like a backup path. It's a backup path or it's a primary path. Clear ba ye concept?
Yes sir.
अब इंटर एरिया में आई डोंट थिंक सो यू हैव एनी इश्यूज इन द इंटरव्यू. दैट्स आज मैंने एक और ये भी मैं